in my opinion, I don't see nothing but a whole bunch of hurt people hurting other people with a whole lot of gaslighting. Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition with a spiritual twist. Let's get into it.
I need your energy. This world is killing me. Light it up. If you feeling me, I feel. Light it up. If you feeling.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Ebony, High Frequency Seeker, and we're back with another Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition review, episode 3. This episode was called Baywatch, and their underlying tone was about needs and wants. But today's spiritual conversation, I want to talk about how hurt people, and if you could kind of see when someone's acting out or their character is different than what you see, maybe you should think about that they're hurting inside, that something's going on where it's making them project their energy. So I don't want to make this video long. We're going to get straight to the point. The episode started off with, everybody waking up or whatever. And so everybody working out, getting their body right. Michelle A apologizes to Ballistic for, saying that Stu liked Jocelyn or whatever. Like I said, they was just showing people getting up early in the morning, doing their little morning routine. So the first part of it was really about Bianca and Chose's. And he downstairs working out on his little body or whatever. And his phone, she's still in the bed. His phone's still ringing. She go get up and get the phone. And obviously she looked at it. But she went to go find him and threw him the phone. Like, your phone keep fucking ringing. Like, who, you know what I'm saying? I knew you was still talking to that bitch. So now she got an attitude early in the damn morning. And, she walking through the kitchen. People are like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, we just woke up. Like, what's the problem? And you know what I'm saying? She really ain't saying that. She ain't talking about it or whatever. Jocelyn, with her body, walks through like, good morning, y'all. Good morning, chicas. How y'all doing? And Bianca at the refrigerator, and she like, hey, good morning, whatever. And Bianca like, damn, bitch. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, who pissed in your cornflakes this morning, kind of thing. And it just kind of started from there. Like, people was like, so what's wrong? What's going on? And Bianca just like, I don't want to talk about it. So Bianca is so pissed. It made Dr. Ish come out to, take her to the side to kind of like, see what's wrong with her or whatever. And then the other group is in like a little room, whatever, and they just chilling and talking. And they like, well, what's wrong? And Jocelyn is running off of the mouth like, that girl got bad energy. I don't know what it is. Like, I think she's jealous of me. And everybody like, I don't think that's what it is. Like, I don't know what you talking about. Like, what? She was like, she always been giving me evil looks. Just extra. They trying to ask Chosen, what's really going on, why she mad. He was like, I got 2 phones and my other phone was ringing. Gaslighting. So in our previous video, I told y'all we was probably gonna be talking about this, but I want y'all to look this up. Like, I don't want to say people are narcissists because people can change, but we should all be aware of narcissistic tendencies. And one of them is gaslighting. And I feel like in this episode, a lot of people, so the gaslighting technique is, they kind of trying to make you not believe what they're saying. Like, they'll say stuff to entice you, to make you mad. And they entice you to say stuff and say stuff to make you mad, to get a reaction out of you. So then you can look like the crazy person. That's gaslighting. So that was a lot of that going on. If you also know anything about narcissists, they are definitely all about their self. Like, the main goal is for their own happiness, and they necessarily don't care about you. That's why I say it's a tendency. I don't really think it's I think it's something people can get over if they want to, if they realize it, you know what I'm saying, you can get over anything. So definitely a lot of that going on. So Dr. Ish talking to Bianca on the side, and you know what I'm saying, she just explaining her situation about his phone ringing all the time. He ain't nothing but a liar. He over here talking about she crazy. You know what I'm saying, she just be reacting all kind of ways for no reason. You know, just trying to make the girl look out of, you know what I'm saying, like she crazy as hell. But I mean, she do got a valid point, and they talk about that later in the episode. So Styles P, as always, he makes a good point, that, you know, she needs to learn how to let go and realize that he doesn't know how to address, and he doesn't realize how to address certain situations. I really, really like the balance that they put into the house, like a fairly new couple to, you know what I'm saying, people who've already been together. Because if you all know, and who've been in relationships for a long time, you gonna fight, you gonna argue, especially being young, and it takes practice to overcome those situations. So, you know, Dr. Ish was just like, you're gonna have to realize how he, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with your triggers. And she's like, I want to leave the house, I want to leave the house. And he like, no, and he was like, we would usually just take a break, we would just walk off. And he was like, yeah, we're being in this house, you can't walk off. That's the point, that's why you need to be here. You need to learn how, when you're triggered, how to deal with those triggers. So her ass calmed down. She went back in there, and she could hear him talking about her. He was like, I don't like y'all people talking behind my back. And she like, and they're like, well, we're not trying to talk behind your back. Like, we want you to come in here and talk to us, with us. And then she get mad because she like, I don't know why this nigga in here capping. Like, y'all need to really, she was like, y'all, you need to tell him what's really going on. Like, and they was like, well, what happened, children? What's really going on? That's when he started like, oh, well, I got 2 phones, and and you know, whoever the girl was kept calling. She sent a heart emoji, and Bianca goes off like, yeah, that's the bitch I fucking beat up. And Misha like, the $200 Uber ride, bitch. Like, oh hell nah. I can't help but to do her voice. I be trying not to, but she was like, oh hell nah. So then, you know what I'm saying, as them being seasoned couples, they already, you know, kind of know, like, nigga, you be doing something else. Even if Ballistic said it, like, we know he be doing something else. Like, is he really in it to be in it? And that's one thing that, you know what I'm saying, Bianca is really like, are you in it or not? Like, really tell me. And that's one, is he's young, so I'm sure he probably don't know what he really want right now, and or how to deal with those. He might want it, but he don't know how to deal with those emotions in a relationship. And a lot of guys don't. They want the fantasy, but being in a relationship is totally different than your damn fantasies. Okay, so they deal with that. That's when Jocelyn and Bianca get into it, because Jocelyn, and I want y'all to realize too, a lot of people, or a lot of whatever blogs, whatever, or whoever talks about narcissistic people, they a lot of times talk about men being them, but women can definitely be narcissistic too, and have narcissistic traits. Jocelyn did a lot of gaslighting. Like, why was you even going at Bianca about that? Like, narcs want everything to be about their self. Like, that situation had nothing to do with Jocelyn. Like, bitch, I came in here and I spoke to you in the morning. I mean, I'm like that too. Like, I mean, I used to have a roommate and I'd be like, bitch, why you got attitude today? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, but they be mad about whatever. I walk off and be like, be mad. Like, I'm about to go do whatever I was doing. Like, so I don't know why Jocelyn got into that. Audra and Shani tried to explain to her, like, just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? She going through it. And they eventually had a conversation about it. And Jocelyn was just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here fighting for my kid, making the situation about her. Okay? I'm here fighting for my kid. This real for me. You know, they paying out to a confessional like, that girl always got negative energy. I feel like she She was like, I feel like she always been looking at me like, bitch, why you here? Da da da. Extra gaslighting, trying to get a reaction out of Bianca. Why? Who knows? Because you want to be the center of attention, or it's just reality TV. But you take your pick on that one. You take your pick on that one. So, then like when they were outside talking or whatever, Ajwa and Shani came up, and she was like, Ajwa was like, I want to tell y'all something, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons that my daughter committed suicide. Like her girlfriend had broke up, and I guess she just couldn't handle the emotions, and she ended up killing herself because she just couldn't deal with it. And she was like, Bianca really reminds me of my daughter. You know, I wish I would have had, you know, been able to talk to her about it, or she would have came to me about it. And she said, I even, you know what I'm saying, me and Styles have a, you know, our relationship, and how we used to deal with stuff, you know. So that's why I really love the balance. Like, that girl was so mad. She was like such in like emotion. She couldn't even like the blood. She just told the blood like, I don't, you know, I want to like this motherfucker, but I can't, you know. So I really appreciate the balance they have between Audra, Shani, and Jocelyn and Bianca, and then Michelle in there. She actually like was so funny this episode. Like, I was really loving her little sidebar comments. That shit was funny as hell. So now it was time, after they did all that, it was time to get to the, you know, activity of the episode. And like I said, this episode was about needs and wants. You know, what do you need and want from a relationship, and are you getting that? So it was a pool party. They separated the couples up. It was Jocelyn Chose's Stu, Audra, and Shani who got to go to the pool party, and the other people had to sit. Well, they didn't know where they were going at first, of course, but eventually they sit in a room and actually watch the party. So they pan off to Audra first at the party, and she's sitting there talking to this white guy, and you know, they talking, having a conversation, and you could see the guilt on Styles' face. Like, I mean, he even said it, like, you know, maybe she should have bounced, you know. He was like, he look and think like, that's how she handle herself. That's what, you know what I'm saying, she really be doing if she be out, and she, you know what I'm saying, she's doing this and they don't even know that we're watching them. So he felt really guilty, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know why she ain't never leave me. Like, I don't know what keeps her here. And that was really, really sweet to see. Like, that was good for them to see. So they go to Stu. I just feel like Stu is a sociable guy. No matter your age, I don't think his age has anything to do with how sociable he is. And that makes Michelle uncomfortable. It makes her think that he doesn't want her. But I just think he's just a sociable kind of person. I mean, he's not a bad looking guy anyway. So, you know, I don't know. She was just like, I know he out there flirting. He's showing all 55 of them damn teeth. She was like, yeah, he on one, because all them damn teeth is on deck. He is showing them teeth. So, you know, and it was kind of making her mad, like, and she was telling Dr. Ish that, like, I don't want to see this, like, you know, I may know it. He was like, but you be trying to pawn his ass off anyway. Ain't none of them other women his type. Like, what difference does that make now? Like, you know, it's just in your face. And she's like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So, you know, they moved on from her, and it was Shawnee. And she was just chilling, talking to a guy, and he was asking her what she was into and what she liked. She was like fashion. He was like, what years and stuff like that. CeeLo said something really interesting. Like, he don't mind her having her freedom and being out, but he don't want her to abuse her power. you don't want me to abuse my power? Like, I'm, I mean, do you trust me? Like, do you not think that I would hold myself to a standard to not do whatever you think that I'm gonna do? Like, that was interesting. Like, um, you really starting to see the breakdown and see a lot. And well, not see it, but what is he afraid of? Like, she been with him this long. You know what I'm saying? It's like he always tries to make something wrong with her. Maybe he's trying to push her away. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be narcissistic behavior and wants to make everything about him. Like, he needs to be the focus of attention all the time. And it don't work like that in a relationship. it just don't. It just don't. So, Chosis, of course, he just talking, chilling, throwing drinks in people's mouth, whatever. But we all know who was the most litty at the party. Miss Jocelyn Hernandez out there doing the daggone most, trying to be the most turned out there. Wow, we don't know. She popping her butt, and it would be different if you was like, because she wasn't with like Shawnee and Audra. It wasn't like them. It was like she was off with the group, the pool party that they brought there. Like, people she don't even know, just twerking, dancing. She feed one of these men like some fruit, and Ballistic is back there getting heated and heated and heated and heated. Like, I mean, with all due respect, he had the right, because she was definitely doing too damn much. What did Michelle like? She said, "Oh, I know you boiling over there." He was like, "Why you say that?" She was like, "Cause of this shit." Cause of this. Like, I know you over there boiling. So I guess they tried. I don't know how long he stayed back there, but I guess he tried. But that mug went out there, was like, oh. So he arguing. He, you know what I'm saying? He hot. So he don't got the earbud thing in there anymore. Jocelyn tells Chosen, like, oh, we can't tell them what we did at the party. Like, this is a secret, y'all. Like, you can't be saying nothing. So Bianca and them tell him that, like, you know, my God, you should just heard what Jocelyn said to Chosen. Like, they trying to keep this a secret. That man was out the door. Like, fuck this party. It's over. The party is fucking over. Get, like, no. So he come out there enraged, like, it's over. Like, I get this shit. She's like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? Why you so mad? What is going on? And he telling her, you out here disrespecting me. Like, you want me to treat you like a queen, but you ain't out here respecting me like a king. You out here feeding niggas. And she don't know at this point that they were being watched. But she like, what you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. Like, I ain't do no such thing. Like, So I don't know what she runs off for. So they're going in the house. I don't know what she runs off for, but he ended up going into the house and they talking. She got a drink in her hand, but she's laughing at the same time. And he knocks the drink out of her hand and was like, you're just so disrespectful. Like, you supposed to be better than that. You say you better than that, but you not acting better than that. And she just steady lying and laughing at the same time. And sometimes I laugh to be nervous. I've done that in relationship, in arguments, and it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you laugh from being just like, this is crazy. In her instance, it was her fault. She was lying. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just be like, I'm just trying to move the situation along, but you're making the other person mad. So that is mad disrespectful. But you know, he go in the room and Dr. Ish come up there and talk to him. And he's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you say you know what you want. And you say you know what you need. But this is the reality of what you're getting. So you can't change nobody, which, you know what I'm saying? We all should know that by now. You can't change nobody. So, you know, leaving here, you know, you're going to be able to make the decision and actually see what's, what you really want, and if this is what you can handle. So, you know, he was like, yeah, he was like, I understand. So they all come in the room and trying to console him, whatever, and Jocelyn comes in there and is trying to apologize. And he was like, you better treat me like a king. You need to start respecting me and treat me like a queen. She was like, I will never. And gets on the damn floor and starts fucking crying. Learn the signs of gaslighting. She just, like, now it's about you. I'm so sorry, papi. I'm so sorry. Like, I will know it again. Like, hopefully you won't. I do think she kind of learned a lesson, but it was just like, I need to teach you back on me now. I need it back on me. I need you to forgive me. I don't want to be like this. So now I'm gonna start crying. Learn the signs of gas. So after that situation, they go downstairs and meet Dr. Ish and Judge Taylor to, you know, have a period of, what's it called, a pure jury of our peers conversation. And Shawnee and CeeLo went first, and you know, they brought the guy, like they had certain people set up to like actually talk to one of the people that was at the party. So Shawnee people came up and she was like, I knew it was something up with you guys. And then they were like, well, did you get something from them that you don't get from CeeLo? And she was like, yeah, you know, when we first met, he was really considerate, and it just seems like now he's not. You know, I know he can't be all the time, but he don't really give me no type of consideration. And he said something like, well, what did he say? So I don't remember what CeeLo said, but it was something that was real, like, made it her fault kind of thing. And you know, the judge and Dr. Ish stops her and was like, you see how that was? Like, we talked about her for this amount of time until you turned around and made it about you. So I really hope they dig. We find out more what's going on inside with CeeLo. Like the spiritual conversation is tonight. Hurt people hurt people. And he's hurting her and not want to communicate with her or not give her what she needs, maybe to fill his own supply. But it's something in, you know what I'm saying? It's something hurting him that won't let him be fully open to her. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The baby woke up, so I don't know what happened with between Audra and Styles, but it don't matter because boot camp is working for them. Marriage boot camp is working for them. So you know what I'm saying? They had a good you know, little lesson for the night, and we can move on from them. So then it was Bianca and Chose, and they had this, he was like, I'm cool with what she saw. Like, Bianca was there, I would be the same way. We would be in a group turning up, and 9 times out of 10 they were. So she was like, I'm not the jealous type. And I don't think she's jealous. I think she just wants him to stop lying. And I hope they dig in, you know, we can find out more what's going on with him, of why he won't open and communicate. One, I feel like it may be that he's young, but it's probably still more underlying issue than there. I don't know the man's life. But the girl also explained, it was like, I beg to differ that you're not jealous. And she's like, I'm not. Like, my thing is, don't be having me around no women that, you know, you say it's just a friend or you don't know them, and then I pop up and you on Instagram with this shit. Like, that's lying. Like, don't do that. But if we at a party, we chilling, you talking to girls, whatever, like, I'm cool. Don't be trying to get their Instagram though, or don't be trying to get their phone number to meet up with them later. Like, that's the kind of thing that she's on. Like, but she was like, but I ain't jealous, and she shouldn't be. Okay. So next was Stu and Michelle. Stu was drunk out his mind. He was tipsy as hell. Showing all 55 of them teeth. And you know, he was like, I know that this was gonna be a test, so you know, I was just saying a whole bunch of fucking nothing because he was drunk, so his shit didn't even fucking matter. But they did pan off at the end, and Shawnee was telling him that I thought she was like, I think you treated those women at the party better than you treated Michelle. How you talk to them, how you were dealing with them, how you consider with them, and you don't even treat Michelle like that. And he's like, really? And she like, really? And it kind of went off from there. So like I said, boot camp is working. If y'all watch the episode, y'all will hear them sing that boot camp is working. So I enjoyed the episode, and let me know all your comments and thoughts in the comment section. If you ain't got nothing else to do, you can click on another one of my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.